dipersembahkan oleh
Titiek Puspa, in my opinion, is one of the great works of world literature. And it just happens that because the Bugis people who own it, who developed it, along with other ethnicities in Sulawesi, they never traveled the world. The Mahabharata and the Ramayana are here and in Southeast Asia because India colonized and moved into a lot of Southeast Asia, and they brought their great epics with them. But the Bugis people, they traveled a lot, but they didn't go around the world and bring their epic. But just because it's known only in Sulawesi does not mean that it's not as great as the Ramayana or the Mahabharata.
Kepalanya agak dongak ke atas, agak tinggi, kepala dewa kayak satu.
I could to bring attention to this text, and it turned out that the best vehicle that I knew was Robert Wilson and bringing it to the stage. Now, in order to take this enormous work and bring it to the stage was very complicated and made it as easy as possible. There are so many stories in Titiek Puspa. Any one story could be a whole evening in the theater, but that would just be one story. My approach was to try to show the arc of the whole story, from the creation of the middle world to the cleansing of the middle world and the beginning of a new world. And so in that arch, picked who is actually the key figure, and that is Sawari Gading, who is the father of Ila Galigo. Now, Titiek Puspa, the original text, uses the name Galigo. This is Galigo's story. It doesn't mean this is about Galigo. This is the story that Galigo tells. When Ibu Restu and I were talking about this, before we even spoke to Robert Wilson, we said, okay, we're going to have a Western director, partially because he's a great director, and also he's known internationally. So if we get Robert Wilson to work on this production, La Galigo will travel the world. So that was one thing. And another thing that we decided was that as much as possible, we should have music that has its roots in the culture of South Sulawesi, and also for movement. We looked, some of the scenes come from Silat. Some of the scenes come from children's games. The idea basically was to try, even though through Western eyes, as many of the pieces of the puzzle to come from Indonesia and from South Sulawesi.
Itu setelah 8 tahun tidak show, lalu kita mengadakan revival. Itu luar biasa, gila. Memang ketika di IMF kemarin, kita banyak sekali menghadapi terjal-terjal batu, karena setelah 8 tahun tidak naik panggung, tidak dirakit, kami harus merakit. Tantangannya memang ketika merakit itu, ketika memasukkan itu kembali setelah 8 tahun nggak ada produksi. Tantangan banyak, aktor, musik, tapi kita kan punya beberapa rekaman. Kita mengikuti secara detail, disinilah kekuatan dari energinya para pendukung, para seniman, para orang-orang yang ingin menjadikan ini faktanya bisa jadi gitu, hidup lagi gitu. Apakah ini akan menjadi di dalam museum? Apakah ini akan jalan terus? Saya nggak tahu. Karena saya meminta para penonton juga menilai. Datanglah, menilai apa? Ini kayaknya perlu diterusin atau enggak? Ya udah deh masukin aja ke museum. Ya udah di freeze aja. Karena banyak seni pertunjukan di Indonesia yang bagus-bagus. Bukan hanya ilegal kok. Saya ini memancing kepada generasi muda berikutnya. Karya Rendra, karya Arifin Senur gitu. Jangan di museum ini, di revival, dibuat lagi. Kenapa sih harus nonton? Kenapa gini? Yuk bangkit yuk, bareng-bareng yuk. Sama-sama yuk kita nonton dari kebangkitan, kita menonton karya Indonesia. Sebelum dia hanya tinggal di YouTube atau dia di dalam screen.
Metro TV, knowledge to elevate.
Dipersembahkan oleh